Testing, testing. Are we in action? Are we working? Are we? Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. YOLO. Awesome. Great. Whew. All right, y'all. Let's get this party started. Finally, I apologize. I called myself going to do something creative and slightly humorous, and well, I thought I restored everything the way it was supposed to be. Apparently, I did not, so I apologize for the wait. But welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. The reason why I feel like that is because of all of you wonderful people who call in, who are in the chat, and some of you who may just, sit back and listen and comment from time to time, maybe just shoot an email, little things like that, man. It's greatly appreciated to know that, people are out there listening and enjoying the community, because I think it's an awesome community, me personally. Yeah, that was really frustrating. We're going to talk about Earl Thomas. But before we talk about Earl Thomas, let's see what we got joining us this evening, and then we'll get to it, man. Like I say, it's a lot going on. And the thing about the Earl Thomas thing, it's crazy because, they started talking about it last night in the stream, and I didn't, get a chance to see everything that was going on. But yeah, it's a wild deal. I'm gonna let y'all know what I really think about that, though. There's real crazy stuff happening out here. I think the quarantine or the Rona is making everybody go crazy, and it's not Earl's fault. But K Grace, M Grace, is good to be graced by the Graces. I gotta get all my stuff together over here. Beyond the funny nigga, I don't like that little nigga. That little Beyond the funny nigga. I don't like that little nigga. Now, yeah, I write my book. Shout out to Beyond the funny nigga. What's the motherfucking deal? Miss Bell, what's the motherfucking deal? John, my favorite New Yorker, what's the motherfucking deal? Jason S, hormone monster. A doo-doo child, Young C, Shaolin Fantastic, my boy, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to my guy, Shaolin Fantastic, what's the motherfucking deal? Eastside Hero, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. There's a lot going on in the damn chat. Didn't skip, jump. Astro Rockets Texans, Tanner Fox, what's the motherfucking deal? Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? Just Sarah. What's the motherfucking deal? Donna Discord, aka Mr. Coltrane. What's the motherfucking deal? Well, I'm tripping. That's just a squeaky ass chair. Let me see. He's got 6 downvotes. Damn, I can't talk about. I guess people don't want me to talk about Earl, right? That's crazy. I don't know. I didn't even look. I don't know if I'm taking your word for it. I wish it would show you how many downvotes you had on the damn thing. That's some ass shit that it doesn't. You gotta go all the way and put in work and shit. Otis. What's the motherfucking deal? Lady Tia, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you this evening, ma'am? Jen Smith, always good to see you, ma'am. Let's see. Sweetberry. Yeah, what's going on, Sweetberry? How you doing? DeMarkey here. 335, what's the motherfucking deal? Savage Donald Trump, what's the motherfucking deal? Marie Lovely, what's the motherfucking deal? Kenneth, I know you ain't got school, but take your ass to bed. Cologne. How you doing this evening? Shelly Long, the OG catfish. If I missed you, I ain't diss you. I'm just kind of, my chat kind of skipped, so I might have missed some folks. So, nothing personal. Let's, Strong and Grand, what's the motherfucking deal? Dan the Man, I see you. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Broderick, hello. A great show idea last night in Discord. I would love to love to hear it. Shout out to Broderick. What's the motherfucking deal? And y'all know I'm always open for ideas. Buck McCaffrey. What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Okay, I think I got everybody. If I miss y'all, really, I promise nothing intentional. Unbeat Miss Thang. What's the motherfucking deal? So here's my thing, right? and it's not even necessarily about Earl. You feel me? And what I mean by that is Earl is a celebrity. I don't know if he's one of the more, visible players in the NFL. I think the NFL is different because, players, they wear helmets and things like that. So certain players are not as noticeable. Sometimes the jersey numbers are bigger than the players themselves. But, he's a celebrity. But people know who he is, I'm sure around where he is. And, he's made a name for himself. And Earl, if you don't know, I guess I should tell the story for those who are not familiar. Earl is a very good football player. Okay, I'm trying to make this as general as possible. And Earl and his girl had a little issue, and apparently Earl left with his brother to go hang out. While Earl was gone, Earl's wife logged into his Snapchat and and got his location, right? And pulled up on him wherever he was with two of her friends. Apparently, one of the friends was wielding a knife. Apparently, somehow Earl's wife got a hold of his gun, and at some point that the gun was to his head. They said that although the clip was removed, she thought it wouldn't fire without the clip in it, but it still had one in the chamber. So, and in the video, apparently her finger is on the trigger noticeably, which means it could have been a very, very bad situation. Now, some of you are not old enough. Well, I think most people in the den. I think a lot of the younger folks in the den kind of don't stick around very long. But a situation with Steve McNair a while back. It's real wild, right? It's just you'd hate for that to be another one of those situations. It just doesn't seem. It just doesn't seem real. You feel me? So now she got arrested because when the cops pulled up, apparently she was chasing Earl around a car with a knife, and he had a gun. So, you're like, well, he had a gun. Why didn't he go to jail? And she did. Well, obviously, he was not the aggressor. If he had a gun and he was, trying to attack her, he could easily shoot her because she has a knife and he has a gun. But so she ended up going to jail, and I don't know what it is. They were talking about her Instagram being, this, that, and the third, and Earl's not there. Okay, I don't necessarily care about all that, right? Now, if you and your old lady are going through some issues, I think, people should always try to work that out. The guy, Earl, when he got caught, apparently was in some sort of group love scenario. His brother was there, and apparently two other women. And I think one of the other women who were there, corroborated the story that, the wife was the aggressor. And again, the wife, I think he was at an Airbnb. And the wife, I'm assuming she broke into the Airbnb. It's just like, what is going on, right?
Dan Strong donated
it's not that I don't think that celebrities, rappers, and athletes, and they do things you and I no longer get to do. Trust me, when you're an athlete, you don't have to be a superstar. You get advantageous treatment in life, right? And so if you're on the, at the top ranks of it, I mean, you're definitely going to get a lot more love. You feel me? So it's just not a good look, I guess. It's just like, am I surprised? Like you say, every day there's just nothing that surprises you. But you got a future, a possible. I would say future Hall of Famer, Earl. I don't know. I don't want to. I wouldn't say first, but I think Earl's going to get in there. He's pretty good. An athlete getting exposed in an Airbnb, having group sex in some type of orgy situation, and not to make it sound all homo, but with his brother present, right? Not to make it sound homosexual. And ends up with his wife chasing him with a knife, putting a gun to his head, and cops pull over her chasing him with a knife. It is. I don't know what else happens in 2020, but I hope y'all ready to ride this one out. Cause I mean, I don't know. Now they may have been the way the stories were presented as I read them. It was as though football 503. What's the motherfucking deal? Appreciate the love. Like it. It seemed as though they were in the same vicinity. Now, hopefully they were, and hopefully people were just trying to. Make it seem a different way, but it is what it is. But here's the part, though. Here's the thing I want to get to. All of this stuff, it's all fun and jokes and shit, but it's not funny. It's somebody's relationship. But it just sounds really crazy. It's just to go along with all these stories in 2020. Here's my thing, right? Because this took place back in April, right? So this took place a while back. So it wasn't like yesterday, like it just happened. And my thing is how this internet thing kind of impacts people, how we consume it, right? And what I mean by that is an incident can happen to you one time, right? One time. But because of the internet, somebody records that crazy incident happening to you, it gets watched a million fucking times, right? You only experienced it once, but then you become labeled with this because millions of people have this is what they see you as, they see the situation as, whatever it becomes, so you become like this stigma of this thing, and I'm pretty sure, a lot of people are much more in depth than that. And then, again, like I say, some people get kind of scarred with that. Now then, the consumer, I think you get a little confused because we look at people as that because that's all we see. But let me try to explain this right because it's kind of I had it worded right a little bit earlier. We're seeing these people as I guess if I had an example. Say somebody trips and falls, right, and you watch this person trip and fall 1,000 times, like. You associate with that person like it's recently happened to them. This person has moved on with their life. They don't give a fuck about that incident or whatever, but it's new to us. And so what I'm saying is this incident is kind of old news. It's happened a few weeks back, and he's talking about, I guess, the kids and, they're trying to work things out or whatever. But now, all of a sudden, like, it drops and it opens a fresh wound. So my thing is just... it's not going to change anything, and I don't care necessarily, I guess, but I just think it's odd how we consume media now, and I don't know. I wonder if it really alters the way we see one another as a whole. But I'm gonna open the lines, and we're gonna take some calls. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all feel about this. This Earl Thomas incident. I've known a lot of people have had a lot of thoughts on it. Like I said, I think it's funny because it sounds crazy. It sounds like a very humorous story. But in reality, I'm hoping this situation works out. And because it like if it just happened yesterday, I think it'd be like a lot funnier. But because I found out it happened, a few weeks back, it's kind of old news. But everybody else is just finding out. It's like the guys are trying to move on from that. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it has the same impact. But like I said, let me get the Denline opened up, and we'll take some calls. And again, I didn't check that. And I'll start giving out some early bird pistachios here. So give me just a moment. Hopefully the call audio works, right? But yeah, I got something. I think I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I think I'll save it for tomorrow to try, because I was gonna try it tonight. But like I said, I didn't have enough time to really fool with it to figure it out. But we're gonna have some kind of son of a bitch. All right, hold on. Give me just a moment. I know I got to. I have to tweak a few things here. Sorry about that. Anyway, so again, like I said, I hope all of y'all are well. And again, apologies, because it definitely altered some things here. So that's a little bit frustrating. I didn't realize it changed all of this. Let me see if it'll let me do it here. Nope. Let's see. So, pardon me. Well, yeah, well, like I say, I guess, like, what? Put in the fucking wrong address. It's taking me something crazy. That is absolutely not what I'm looking for. I don't think that's what I intended to see that. I lost my train of thought on that one. Thank you. There we go. Yes, that's what we want. And I don't know. We're gonna try it. We're gonna figure it out. We'll see. Okay, we're just gonna jump into this thing, and if it's messed up, we'll figure it out. So let's try to make this thing shake, and I hope that let's see. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Honcho B, what's up, baby?
There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dan, the motherfucking man with the plan. How you doing this? How you doing this evening, Dan, the man?
Paranoid.
Paranoid.
Real shit. Yep.
Why are you paranoid, Dan?
Man, I'm just looking at some of this news about the current pandemic going on, and who knew what when they didn't know it. Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a shit show. 2020, man. Wow, this year. Yeah. So I mean, so far, well, I did finish my finals. So far, I know at least 3 classes. I got A's. So that's good. I went on the other class. It's gonna be B or C. I'm just gonna write that one off. But I mean, still, I'll be doing good. Just that was my programming class. Hard as shit. I'm surprised I actually passed. But I want to see my grade though, because that final, I kind of watched that final. I'm like, look, bro, I'm gonna type something similar to what you wanted, and you grade it how you want. As long as that's in credit, I'm good. That's it. That's it. You damn right. I appreciate it, man. I was losing. Well, I already lost my damn hair. I was losing more hair, like on my ass and shit. I'm like, damn, B. So I just said, let me just go ahead and just send this shit to the dude and call it a day, man. So it is what it is. I'll find out the grade Thursday or Friday. We'll find out. Oh, I appreciate it. Hopefully your study's going all right, man. Hopefully it works out for you. Hey, it's all good, man. Do what you gotta do, man. Sometimes you gotta take a break, man. But on the subject of Mr. Thomas, I was like, I just started laughing when I heard about everything, man. I mean, like, I texted in the chat or whatever. I donated a little bit earlier, and I said 3 things. 1, if you're a rich man, don't get married. Period. 2, if you get cheated on, man or woman, just call the lawyer, bro. Don't be getting a knife and guns and shit. Just call the lawyer. If she hacked his phone and got all these Snapchats with him raw dogging females and stuff, boom, that's ammunition. Take his ass to the cleaners. I understand this person hurt you. I understand that. I've been hurt too. I never tried to kill nobody. And apparently this foolish ass person, she waving guns and shit. She didn't know that he had 1 round in the chamber. Let me tell you something. A lot of people get killed from negligent discharge of a firearm because there's always 1 in the chamber half the time with somebody. I mean, it's insane, bro. So many people have died from that shit. That's what happened to one of Joe's boyfriends, that Travis dude. He shot himself. Remember that? Because there's 1 somewhere in the chamber or something, and he didn't know. He's like, let me show you. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Now, I have no sympathy for people anymore. It's sad. Tia said stupid text. That's real shit, girl. Damn right, woman. That's the realest shit she ever wrote. Yeah. Yeah, man. But I mean, and that what happens to a kid, like negligent discharge and someone that's sad, because someone should have kept that gun away from that child. But it was a grown ass adult. Womp womp.
Yeah.
That's it. So, anyway, man, look, man. If you get hurt, man, just take this dude to the cleaners, bro. Yeah. That's it, or girl. But I say dude because 9 times out of 10 that the law's gonna side with her. We already know what it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So he played himself by, getting married and then deciding to cheat on her, bro. Why get married if you're gonna cheat on this woman? But that don't excuse her getting a pistol and trying to kill motherfuckers. That don't excuse none of that shit. And I'm waiting for the females to defend this female. I'm waiting for it, bro. It's like, you know what? I know it's been going on for a minute, but I think waiting to exhale, got some of these females gassed up. You're burning niggas' clothes in the car and shit. Throwing bleach over the clothes and shit. Like, bro, fuck that, bro. You owe me some money. You asked on that, what you paid me. Fuck that.
That's funny.
That's real shit.
Oh man, yeah, it's just some wild stuff going on, man, and I guess like I don't understand how it goes. Maybe again, like I say, maybe it's just a rush of emotion. I think they were high school sweethearts or whatever you want to call it.
Oh Lord!
And I guess just I don't know what happens that makes you just snap. Like I don't know. I mean, you did bad things. Like you broke into an Airbnb. Like it's not your property, so. If it was at your house, I can understand. Okay, well, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah. you kind of like went and, kind of stalked the man. Like I don't know, maybe that stuff might be kind of illegal what you did. So yeah, I mean, it's a crazy situation, man. I think it's very wild. This is. I won't say this is unprecedented. At least this. I won't say this is unprecedented, but first time it's probably been leaked out to the public like this. That something has happened.
The great Sarah friend gassed her up. Oh God. Shit. Oh my God. I heard they had weapons too. You know what you said, Honcho? I heard from someone they had weapons too. So she probably like the goddamn Knights Columbus cartel or some shit. She got her friends with the choppers and shit. Come on.
Yeah, they
don't know what kind of shit.
Yeah, they had that shit planned. Maybe it didn't go as planned, but yeah, they was ready to ride. One of them was the one recording. One of the friends was the one recording the damn the girl with the gun to his head and shit. Like, come on, man, what are y'all doing? Like, neither one out of the 3 of y'all, like none of y'all said, hey, this ain't a good idea. Like, we probably shouldn't do this. But that momentum is a motherfucker.
Yo, man, this thing with social media, motherfuckers trying to stunt, bro. You're recording your friend committing a felony.
Yes.
Or he broke in somewhere.
Yes.
Got knives and guns and shit on niggas.
Yes.
But that's your friend. Like, really?
Yes.
Come on, bro. I'm putting this on IG and Snapchat. I'm going to show them how to Or I think maybe they're all Hispanic and she's speaking Spanish some shit. I don't know. I don't know.
So here's my thing though. You know what's crazy? What's crazy because Lady T, you say, so why they leak the video? And that's actually a good question. And I'm wondering, like, was there a hope of somebody maybe trying to get some type of money out of it? You know, hey, homegirl's married to a NFL player. We got her on video doing crazy stuff. Maybe gonna try to get some money. Like, I'm wondering, like, I don't know. Okay, I'm just making an assumption. I believe, there's always money. These days it's money and attention. If you're not on the video getting attention, you're trying to get some money out of it. That's the way I look at it. So I'm wondering if maybe they thought they could probably squeeze her for something or him for something, and they just didn't get what they thought they would. And maybe they sold it to TMZ or whoever got it and got some money off of it,
I didn't even see the video yet. I want to see. You know what? That's fucked up. I want to see a video of a dude getting a gun to him. Was he naked or something? Like, it seems like that would be mid-smash or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I would say the gentleman was active. So it's a very unfortunate situation. Like I say, it's it's again, like I say, I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on in their relationship. I don't know, like. I like Earl Thomas the player, so I don't even want to hate. Like, good old Texas guy. I have nothing to say. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you, bro. I mean, it's a crazy ass situation, man. I mean, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I say this, she's Latina, right?
I don't know. I think she said she came from when Katrina came. So I think from New Orleans, back in '05. So I don't know if maybe she's some type of mixed sugar. She might be. I have no idea. I'm not that sure.
Okay, never mind. Because people say like, oh, see, black women ain't the only crazy ones. See, y'all Latina bitches, some shit like that. I don't know. I think most of y'all women crazy as shit, and I know some in the chat, fight me. Okay.
Yeah, it's not all of them. They're all women are a little bit crazy. It's just the amount. Like it's even if it's just 1%, there's a little bit of crazy somewhere in there. Some of them have closer to 100%, but I think you just got to find a level you can manage.
You're right, man. And you know what? And I apologize to females who I offended them by saying that. Because you know what? This reminds me of some of these situations where some of these grown-ass, loner-ass men, the incel type dudes, some female rejects them, and then they shoot up a school or a fucking park. Some of them goofy-ass niggas. Yeah. Go on Backpage, if that's even around anymore. Go buy some trade or something. Have your fun. There's other options than trying to kill people because something didn't go your way. Yeah. God damn, man, I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, again, I don't understand that one either. Again, I think I don't know. It's a question. She said I think she was just a housewife, and so. And I'm not saying just a housewife. People are like, well, a housewife. And again, it's work. And again, if you have kids, especially if you have multiple kids, depending on how you raise them and everything else that goes with it. So I'm not undermining the work of being a housewife. But what I'm saying is, there may be a dependent mentality or something, and you see something like this, it makes you feel some type of way. But I'm going to say, if I'm just going to go out on a limb and again, I don't want to hate on Earl. I think he's a great player. I like Earl Thomas. I don't know. This couldn't be the first time. I would say like the first time getting caught, but this wasn't just I made this decision today. If it was, I can only imagine what they were going through to push you to the edge like that. That's fucking wild shit. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
And that goes back to something I've been saying a few times. Like, if you're in a certain level, you need to guard your image. Because his team he plays for, they ain't trying when he plays on TMZ.
No.
I don't think they're going to release him because of something his wife did, but it's possible.
Yes.
You got a lot of bad press going on. We just got to get rid of some motherfuckers because ain't no one going to games right now. With the corona. So bye bye. I mean, who knows? It's easier to guard your image when you're by yourself, But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But when you're doing too much, when you're hanging out too much, you're making too much. I mean, it's just eventually gonna happen. I mean, I don't know, man. That's crazy, man. Like I don't know. Maybe he wasn't thinking about it. Again, like women. I don't have a Snapchat account. I guess y'all know the game. Like, I don't even know. Like, y'all motherfuckers become detectives with this fucking social media shit. Motherfuckers track you down from your Snapchat shit. What the fuck? This is crazy. Oh, man.
Man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know, man. Man, good luck to them, man. That's all I got to say, man. I hope their relationship gets better. And it is what it is. I don't know. That's all I got, man. I'm just tripping off this shit, man. It kills me. Like, why are y'all all out trying to get all this ass everywhere? And, people got to wear gloves and masks everywhere. Y'all still trying to have orgies and shit.
Man, it's never going to stop. Like, you would think that people just say, okay, we're going to take a break and shit. Never. It's just... That's what I say. Like, that's why I say. That's why you know that the numbers are going to go back up as soon as like all the shit they're immediately going back. And people ain't paying attention now. Now you can say, go ahead. You ain't even got to hide what you're doing. Shit, it's going to go back up immediately.
Shout out to Andrew Gillum, man. Once again, that dude fucked his life up, man. I swear to God.
Oh, that's terrible. That's
it's amazing.
Poor guy.
But he was actually, I was doing a bit of investigative work on him. He's part of an agenda, some of the stuff he was pushing. Mm-hmm. And some people who supported him, because you can see who donates to people through certain websites. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad he's not here in terms of political landscape anymore, but there's other people taking his place. Yeah. Certain people pushing agendas. So we'll see how that works out. Shout out to Earl, man. Good luck, bro. I don't know. I hope that young lady gets out of jail and rethinks things and moves on to a better place in life. That's all I can do. Yeah. So, man, that's all I got, man.
Well, that's a bet, Mr. Dan. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts, man.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good night, man. Y'all females, don't be mad at me. I'm just trying to keep it real, man.
That's all we can
do. It is what it is. Don't be pistol whipping people. Shit.
Coulter donated $1.
That would be a bad
curious case of the man with two
Hell yeah. Especially if your friend puts on my IG and some shit. Come on, man.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and people don't record everything. Some shit just needs not be recorded. I mean, that's... We cannot record everything to it. 2020, that would be great.
Oh, yeah. Culture, you funny as shit, bro. All right, man. Have a good night, y'all.
All right, that's a bet, Mr. Dan. I appreciate you calling in, sir.
All right, brother.
All right. And shout out to... I got the thing, okay. Mr. Coltrick, Mr. Dan, Footballer 503, I appreciate the love. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
So I take it a 10-minute rule is not in place tonight?
I don't even know how long that last call went. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, Dan can be entertaining. Gotta say, I am too old to get that felony hot that woman was pissed about. Now, I do have to ask you a question because you made the statement that this is all he's going to ever get known for. Is he still playing professionally?
No, I don't think this will be all he's ever known for. He's pretty good, so he'll definitely have. This will be, I won't say a stain on his career, but it'll be a very interesting mark on it. But yes, he's still playing.
Yeah, it'll definitely change his legacy. But he shouldn't have been dipping his stick where it shouldn't have been going.
No, he definitely shouldn't have.
Hey, I can't say as a wife and a mom at one point, I can't say I wouldn't have been that hot and it probably wasn't the first time he had done it.
Yeah, hey, you're an athlete, you're a world-class athlete. You're probably gonna generate a little bit of attention. Like I said, I'm hoping maybe it was a one-time thing. Maybe they just had a bit of a tiff, and he just needed to relieve some stress, and it just kind of got out of hand.
Wow, are you justifying the shit out of that?
Well, no, I'm just looking at all sides of the possible scenario.
Well, so what you're saying is because he's a celebrity, he can do what he wants as long as he doesn't get caught doing it. Well, obviously he got caught.
Yeah. I mean, that's rule number one is don't get caught. So once you got caught, then you gotta, you kind of got to deal with that. So, but
I gotta say that's the difference between women getting mad and men getting mad. Women generally go after the guy. Men go after everybody.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I actually find it pretty. I mean, I guess she's really, really mad, but. what I usually tend to notice with women, I mean even dudes too, and that's what I've never understood, is why people will go after the other individual, not their significant other, but they'll go after, I guess you would call, the competition, or the third party, or
Side piece?
yeah,
Side piece?
yeah. And my thing is that they don't owe you anything. It's not their fault. I mean, unless it's like a friend or something, and they knew that you were together first, and then if some kind of shit happened. But if they don't know you, I mean, like a complete stranger to you, like why attack that person? You know what I mean? They have nothing to do with it. You have to handle your situation with your significant. I'm not saying attack the significant other either, but like you got to figure out the issue with your significant other, because that's the person who owes you, that loyalty.
Yeah. The only completely agree. The only difference I see is if that person was on the inner circle, like a friend of both of the couple and knew both of them, then that's completely fucked up, and I would have gone after the woman or whatever it was. However, if that person doesn't know the other person, that's an innocent party. But he kind of deserved it. I mean,
What?
no bullet in the chamber, but he definitely deserved the gun being pointed at him.
What? Why did he deserve a gun being pointed? Anytime a gun is pointed at somebody, it could always have, very dangerous consequences. I don't think that should ever be a thing. Again, unless somebody is, I guess, put to death by firing squad. I mean, I guess they have to. But I mean, I don't think there's ever a situation where, unless it's an immediate life or death situation, where it justifies somebody putting a gun on somebody's head.
Sometimes people get stuck on stupid, and as long as you know to remember to keep an empty chamber, they're going to understand they crossed the line they can't come back from. It doesn't have to be violent. It just has to prove a point.
Yeah. Because I mean, it could have easily. I mean, it could have easily went south very quickly. And then, I mean, you can imagine if you got somebody recording this, had she, pulled the trigger, because apparently they said the finger was on the trigger in the video, and say she, she's not thinking rationally, something happens, and it becomes a very negative outcome.
Well, the other thing she could have done is just walked away and got him in court.
Yeah, you can always get them in court. Appreciate the love, Miss Marie Lovely. Yeah, I mean, so, but again, like, I guess, it got so passionate, it got so, emotionally wound up that, I guess that she had to attack. And I think they did say that, I think some of the other chicks that were there did say that she kind of attacked him a little bit, but I think she was mainly after him. She probably was like a Tasmanian devil in there. I wouldn't blame her. She probably just came in there just, going crazy after everything.
I've seen multiple situations of that, and it just doesn't end ever pretty.
Have you ever been in a situation where someone has done an act like that has gotten you, that riled up?
Yep.
Would you like to share that with us?
Not tonight. It's not Sunday confession.
Oh, man, okay. I'm not even going to push it.
Let's leave this chapter out, and we'll make it a mystery. At a later date, I'll bring it up, but it's just not tonight.
Okay. I'm not even going to.
It's worth a story, but just not tonight.
Okay. I'm not going to press the issue. I'm going to take it easy this evening.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. That's about all I've got, because it leaves it on a quiet note.
Okay. Well, Miss Bell.
Can't wait to hear everybody else calling in.
Yes, ma'am. As you know, the bell has rung. Class is in session. I appreciate you calling in, Miss Bell, and sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
All right. Good night.
All right, good night. Oh, my bad. I got to jot something down. All right. What's the motherfucking deal?
Mr. Roman.
Oh, well, hello, Mr. Roman. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Honcho?
I apologize for the super squeaky chair, y'all. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing very good.
No, man, that's good. That's good. Ooh, man. My mother is Earl Thomas, man. Ooh, man. Look, I know I'm saying this from a dude's perspective. You know what? He got caught. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, cheating doesn't just go with sports teams, man. You get what I mean? They all do it. They just certain people get caught. He got caught. You get what I mean? Now, is cheating a good thing? No, cheating's not a good thing. But we can't just automatically judge and go with his wife just because he was caught cheating. We don't know what was going on in the relationship. Let's be honest here. Nobody was there. We don't know if she was cheating. We don't know if he's been cheating most of the time. We don't know anything. You get what I mean? So, we like I said, we don't know the story. But, damn. The thing is, my man, he's on the road and home on the road for 17-hour weeks, a couple more weeks if he gets to the playoffs. I mean, damn. You get what I mean? It ain't right, but you said it best, Honcho. Man, got to relieve his stress, and it happened. You get what I mean? Like,
yes.
Am I justifying it? I mean, it sounds like I'm kind of justifying it.
You're absolutely justifying it. Shame on you. Can't believe what I'm hearing. It's terrible stuff.
Look, man, like I said, I'm already kind of on his side. Her pulling the gun, I'm sorry, that's unnecessary. Now, you want to come up there, confront him, you want to bring my boy some cheaters up there, I get you. You get what I mean? But coming up with a gun and knife, I don't know if they got kids, but they do got kids. Come on, this is the father of your kids. You get what I mean? Like,
I'm hoping the kids weren't at the Airbnb.
Boy, whoever owned that Airbnb was, man, they was mad.
Man, that motherfucker, whoever owns that Airbnb is finna sell out for the rest of the motherfucking year. Fuck around, motherfuckers gonna be out there, shit. This where Earl be fucking his hoes, that shit. I'm gonna fuck my hoes over here too, man. That's how Earl get down. I'm gonna get down just like Earl, shit. I don't give a shit.
Man, this is where Earl Thomas was, man. I'm staying here. But
son of a bitch. Oh man.
Yeah, man. What was I about to say? I mean, like I say, I'm being honest here, man. We don't know what really happened. We don't know what problems that happened. Like I say, him cheating, was it right? No. But I'm not about to give an opinion on, let's be honest, on a one-sided story. You get what I mean? Now, I know he came out and said his side of the story. I would have to go listen to that, and I might have a different opinion when I listen to that, but I don't know. You get what I mean? But what this ain't gonna do nothing to his legacy. I mean, Earl Thomas is a Super Bowl champ. You get what I mean? He's one of the best DBs in the back. He's one of the best football players, one of the best safeties and DBs in the league. Still, even his older age. So ain't nothing about to have the Earl Thomas. You get what I mean? The Baltimore just made it to the playoffs. So I'm not trying to get to the sauce, but ain't nothing about to have the Earl Thomas. It's going to be one of those. So many NFL players have cheated, Honcho. It happens all the time.
What? No. This is a scandal of epic proportions. I've never heard of an NFL player cheating. This is actually tarnished. This is a tarnish in the shield right now. Right now, they're putting a big stain on the NFL shield, and I'm extremely disgusted. The more that I think about this story, I can't believe that this happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look, man, you know people. When you on the road for 17 weeks, man, it happens. I'll say that. I ain't naming names, but I mean, hey, we don't know. But man, look, I'm being honest with you, Honcho, man. That's all I got, man. I ain't trying to go with this one too long, man.
Okay, all right, Mr. Roman. Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
Yeah, thanks, man. I already know, man. Some of the women call in. I might get dragged. I'm okay with it, man. I stick with my opinion.
Why are they gonna drag you? I think you're all right, man. I think you'll be okay.
Oh man, let me tell you something. Women don't care about age. I'm gonna get dragged. I'm canceled. I'm canceled for the night.
Okay.
But nah, man. But anytime, Honcho. Anytime, man.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a bit, man. Most appreciated, Roman. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, man.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Roman, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What's good, Honcho?
Mr. Dakota, how you doing this evening, sir?
I'm good. I wasn't going to call in until I heard Mrs. Bell call, and she said, he dumb. And I love you, Miss Bell, I really do. But you said the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
What? Okay, and
This
what is this, Mr. Dakota?
deserves to be a gun pointed at him for cheating?
Mm.
This man deserves to get a gun pointed at him for, first of all, is he even married to this chick?
Yeah, they got married, I think, in 2015.
Okay, yeah, that's cheating. Because if he wasn't, if he was just dating, then that's not cheating. I don't want to hear shit. Anyway, now let's go down this rabbit hole of deserving to have a gun pointed at him. Now, if she, let's say her attention got divided and she looks away and he cold cocks this bitch. Now the story is Earl Thomas hit his wife. Only after being put. You see the hypocrisy in that. Because if he hits her now, he's the bad guy. Oh, okay, and then let's go from this. Let's say she actually pulls the trigger and shoots him. Then it's, oh, Earl Thomas' wife is wrong for shooting him. Like, no, let's stop the bullshit. She overreacted. If this nigga is cheating on you, it's probably not the first time. He is an NFL athlete now. Let's get that straight. A Super Bowl winning athlete, he has groupies lined up. You think this is the first woman he's ever slept with? Bitch, you know better. So, if you got to make a conscious choice to move on. Now, do I condone cheating? No. You should have whooped his ass at the very least. But pointing a gun at him? Come on, bro. That's taking it way too far.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, it only takes one slip. Don't take that long. I mean, everything could have went real wrong. This could have been a completely different story. Like you said, there's so many different angles the story could have took, had things go a different way. So, fortunately, it played out the way that it did. Okay. All right, so.
Now, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, like, again, do I condone this man cheating? Because, nah, man, if you feel like you got to cheat on your wife, man, you might as well leave. It's just, I don't care what situation you in. I don't care how you feel. Cheating on your wife is never a good idea. That's just I always felt like weak men do that shit. I ain't never cheated on my wife. I didn't have so many opportunities to cheat on my wife. I'd just be like, bitch, get out. Because what I got at home is far better than what you finna give me for the next 5 minutes.
So you were making an interesting comment when you were saying, though, that if they weren't married, it doesn't count as cheating.
No, I really, if you're not married to a person, you have no real commitment to that person. So, no, it's not cheating.
Okay.
Is it unfair? Yeah, it's unfair as hell, but life's not fair. Get over it.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to put a little poll up, see what the people think about that. But I mean, okay. I think that's a very interesting perspective. I can't necessarily say I disagree. Okay.
Now, do I condone it? Nah, man. It's something I wouldn't do, but it's not cheating if you're not married. When you come into a commitment of that magnitude, and I'm talking about marriage, you make whatever religious beliefs you subscribe to, you make a conscious decision to bring this person before your God and say, this is the person you made for me. So if you cheat on your wife, you fucked that. You basically are telling God, you fucked up. I don't want to deal with you or this bitch you sent me. That's how I feel about it. That's why I will never cheat on my wife, because I feel like she was personally made for me. And it's vice versa. If a woman do the same thing, she cheats on her husband. Now, am I saying you can't rectify the situation? Cool. But you only get one time. You always make one bad decision. I chalk it up to, inexperience in a marriage, whatever. Cool. It is what it is. But anything outside of one time, you're a habitual liar and a cheater. I can't fuck with you.
Okay. I can agree with that, man. 'Cause I mean, it shows signs of deficiencies in other areas too. If you engage in habits like that often, so I can't.
And then that whole, justifying cheating as, oh, well, she ain't giving me this or he ain't giving me that. And it's like, you knew that coming into the marriage. Backstory on me and mine. Known my wife for 7, been with her for 6, married for 5. So there was things I knew about her and deficiencies that she had before we even made that commitment. So it's like, I can't get mad and be like, man, you ain't doing this, man, fuck it, I'm finna go fuck this, I'm finna go fuck the next bitch. That makes me look weak as a man. Because I can't handle the deficiencies you came into this relationship with. Well, and I knew that. Now, if it's just some shit that just pops up automatically, and you be like, damn, what is this? What is this I'm seeing? Then you have the option to leave this person. I just don't think cheating is ever an option. That's just my personal belief. That's how I feel. Now, other people might see it different. Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And they like assholes. Everybody got one. Except if you got a philosophy man, then you got an asshole in your stomach type thing. Anyway.
That's a whole different situation. But okay. So you say, man, so if you fucking with you in it for the long haul, man. So you fully committed to your situations, right? Okay.
Exactly.
All right, I respect that. Anything else with this situation that surprised you, that just caught you off guard, or any other thoughts on this, the Earl Thomas situation?
Nigga, if you don't cheat, don't take it to spots your wife know you are. And if you got an iPhone, leave that bitch somewhere else.
What's wrong with the iPhone, man?
I'm pretty sure she got that tracker phone app and track his dumb ass. Nigga, if you gonna be a cheater, be efficient at it. Like, goddamn. These niggas get caught in the dumbest ways.
That's terrible.
Like, if you gonna do it, you might as well be good at it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it right, I guess. But I don't know. That's just a whole crazy thing. How you pull up on somebody at the Airbnb? Like, I guess that's what you would do. I guess maybe you figuring, I won't go to a hotel or something. I'm more likely to be seen at a hotel. I pull up at the Airbnb, ain't nobody gonna know. I don't know, but here we are today talking about it.
If you go to a hotel, they have this clause. I used to work at a hotel. I done had 40-something jobs, like no bullshit. I used to work at a hotel. I started off as a janitor, and I worked my way up to upper management. So they athletes have a clause in a hotel. It's called at the hotel I was working at, it's called a disclaimer clause, which means they can be there for as long as they want, and nobody can know about it. If their identity is even leaked in the slightest way, you lose your job, point blank, period.
Yeah.
Nigga, you have that at your disposal. If you gonna be cheap, be good at it.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can't knock you on that. If you're gonna do it right. Don't get yourself out there. Because when you're a celebrity, it's so much more that goes into it, because it's just very unfortunate. Like I said, I like Earl, man. I've liked Earl since way back. So it's very unfortunate that this happened.
He's a hell of a player. Don't get me wrong. He's a hell of a player. Now, what he does on the field doesn't impact how I feel about him. What he does off the field doesn't impact how I feel about him on the field.
Yeah.
Now, in his personal life, I just think he's a dumbass. Hell of a football player, but you're a dumbass.
Okay.
So it is what it is. And, I ain't got really too much else to say. That's my call.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call there, Mr. Dakota. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
No problem.
All right. Interesting. Very interesting. So what was the poll outcome on that last one? Interesting. Is it cheating if you're not married? And it was a 4-1 vote. for yes. Now, if I go back in the chat, I can imagine. I'm going to see who voted yes. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
I don't know if I like Keith stealing my thunder.
What do you mean? How do you feel as Mr. Keith has stole your thunder?
Everybody's always looking for Keith. Even Heidi. I don't even have my name Grace anymore. She calls me Miss Keith. Yesterday, John was on there talking about, call in, Keith. Hold on, call. Grace, make him call in. Tell him to hold on. It's all good. But, yeah, this whole situation is sad, Honcho. Yeah, because you know how I feel about cheating. I don't believe in it. You know what I mean? And men have to make the decision on whether or not they're going to be cheaters. That's a decision. That's a choice that they make. And we women have to make a decision how we're going to handle it when it happens. Not if it happens, when it happens. Because more often than not, 9 times out of 10, it's going to happen. And you have to prepare yourself for that. You know, when I was coming up as a little girl, I told you when I saw women looking all crazy and things, and I'd ask my mother, Mommy, what's wrong with that lady? My mother would say, a man did that. A man did that. So what she was doing, she was kind of training me. You mean what? Not, and I'm going to tell you about that. And guys need to understand. Do you know the pain of a broken heart? I'm sure you guys have felt it. You mean, but men cheat more. I don't care what anybody says. Your heart, it feels like you're dying inside, and you women can vouch for me. You mean, it hurts so freaking bad. You know what I mean? And your heart is your battery. You mean? And you feel like your battery is dying inside. It's so painful. You know what I mean? And you imagine that a heart attack must feel that way. And so every minute, when you're going through that heartbreak, you have to constantly make that decision to keep fighting, to either try to recharge that battery or to get through each moment as best as you can. It's that painful. You mean? And as women, we have to prepare our hearts to deal with that so that we'll survive, to get through life until we won't let it hurt anymore so that we can get to the true one that comes along. This is real talk here. And you know what I mean? And what we do is our defense mechanism is that we throw anger out in front of it so that you all don't see it as much, because that's how we deal with it. You know what I mean? Because if we can ignore the pain, we can get through another moment. Come on, ladies, you know you hear me. You know what I mean? As a woman, you know what I mean? When even having my daughter, you know, when I gave birth to my daughter, remember I told you I asked God I wanted a girl. You know, that was one of the first things on my mind, is how am I going to train her to be a wonderful woman and to learn how to deal with the pain that a man may cause to your heart. And now that I have a granddaughter, and it's something that pops in our head, and I've even mentioned it to my daughter, oh, wow, she's going to have to deal with a heartbreak. Because you learn to deal with it, you mean, but it's a painful, it's horrible. So, you know, and guys need, and women need to, and you know, and the thing of it is, and sometimes guys need to understand that. It's painful. This woman went through temporary insanity. I didn't know anything about this case. You know, so I went on and I read up on her, and I know that she is from Louisiana, and she went to Texas because of Katrina, and they got married. They were high school sweethearts. They got married 2016. They have 3 of the most beautiful children. And his 8-year-old daughter, she's so smart. She was interviewing all the ball players and things like that. It was just a beautiful life. And she said, this woman said that she was committed. You might read interviews of her, being home and being like trying to be the perfect mother and woman. And she said it was hard work because they had to live out of suitcases and all of that. You know what I mean? And then to go and find your man in bed with another woman, that was temporary insanity. She should not have brought that gun there. You know what I mean? But all of us women, and we were down in the chat talking about it. You mean we women have, I told you how, so now we sat there, we dressed in black and climbed that fence, you know, spying, trying to catch the nigger in a lie. You know, he lied and trying to see where he was at. You mean it was dark. My face, I ran right into cobwebs, Honcho. I couldn't even scream because then he would hear me. So you had to try to scream quietly. We laughed for years about that. You mean I remember my friend Patty, her daughter's father. You know, she came and got me cat. You know what I mean? And we girls in the den, we women in the den. I'm the older one. We're ride or die for each other, pretty much. You know, but when Patty got me because her man's car was outside the girl's house, that's when I told you I learned to work on cars. You know what I mean? So we snuck all around there, and we popped the hood open. You know what I mean? And there was that little thing, that wire in the middle that you pull out, and the car won't start. So we got in the car, we drove off, and then we looked at each other and said, wait a minute. If his car doesn't start, that means he's going to be with that girl longer because the car won't stop for him to go home. So we had to turn around and go back and put it back in. Very insanity. I just had to be there with my friend. You know? Yeah, we had to go all the way back again, but I'm like, damn, he's going to be with that girl for longer, and they're going to make more love, and they're going to get more connected. Oh, no, we got to go back and put that wire back in there and break that party up. You know? Oh, yeah, we did. We've done something. And you said one day we'll have a women's den. Women and girls, my mother had 5 girls and 2 boys. We have stories to tell. You know, because women are very emotional beings. You mean, and if that goes wacko, all kinds of things can happen. We girls have the best stories ever.
Oh, man. That's...
Isn't that stupid? It sounds stupid now, you know, but this is a young girl. His wife is a young girl. She's devastated. And the sad thing is, what did I say? You mean, these men go out and cheat. He said he had been cheating with this other woman for like 3-4 months. He has no intentions of leaving his wife. He loves his wife, and he still wants to stay with his wife. Then why you want to take the chance on breaking her heart and harming your whole family and your 3 beautiful children? That's extremely selfish. I don't care what anybody says. Be a stronger man and learn not to do it. And if you sit there and you look at the men that love their wives, these are the men that have put themselves out on the limb and really show love besides just a ring on the finger, you know, and a piece of paper. You know what I mean? And some of these men are right here in the den. You mean, I love when I hear Big M talk about, oh, man, I love my wife. He loves his wife. He ain't embarrassed. If he sounds like a simp for a minute, he's not embarrassed. He loves his wife. And I think, oh, my God, if that woman ever cheats on him, Big M's going to die. Prepaid is another one. Prepaid gets on here how often? That boy's been trying to talk his wife into, let me impregnate you again. He was begging for it, and she finally let him do it. So now he's going to suffer and burn cookies and be on punishment and everything. Yeah. Broderick gets on here. I loved how he talks. He's been with his wife, I think they were like 10 and 12 years old. Yeah, he said, I did some things, and said the other women I didn't even like, but he said, I love when my wife dresses up. You know, she's so fine, and she's so beautiful. I mean, this guy just drools talking about his woman. That's a beautiful thing. Man Cave Up or Down, whatever his name is, he talks about this second wife, how much he loves her. Wink, it's beautiful to hear these guys. These guys are not embarrassed to get out there and to sit there, profess their love to their women, because that's what it's about. You know, you put yourself out there, and girls, guys get scared of doing it, so don't shoot them down when they do it. You know, and guys, you have to be careful. If she's the type of broad that can beat up a dog and try to beat up a man and beat up old ladies and act all wild and stuff, she's not the one, because she'll shoot you down. But if you put your heart out there, we girls like that shit. You mean, when Keith started calling, the first time he called, the second time he called, any one of you guys go back to that video and look down everything that Keith was saying. All the girls like, They were so, they loved it. Women loved that shit. You mean, chase us down. You mean, look like a sump if you have to. You mean, don't be embarrassed. Let the whole world, because even back in the day there was a movie called Streetcar Named Desire. And the guy was yelling up to the window, Stella! Because that's what guys do. You get up there, you yell it from the mountaintop. You yell it out of a car window. They're not embarrassed. And women love that more than anything. You mean, you get a woman like that there, then don't cheat. It's ridiculous. Don't cheat. And as far as this commitment thing, I understand what Dakota was saying, but a commitment of the heart is a commitment of the heart, whether there's a piece of paper or not, because some people have arranged marriages, and there's no commitment of the heart. They're just there because the family wants them, because it's lucrative for them to do so. Yeah, so whether there's a piece of paper or not, if you sit and you promise somebody you're not going to cheat and you love them and things like that, then don't cheat. Just do it. Keep your promise. It's as simple as that. It's keeping a promise. I don't understand what's so difficult about it. If you love one man, I told you, Honcho, any other man looks like a freaking tree. Blair Underwood, as much as I love that actor there, he can't run by me naked. It wouldn't make a difference. He wouldn't move me. You know, and it's the way you behave when your significant other isn't around. It's called integrity. You know what I mean? You don't cheat behind their back, and you want the kind of man that when he's not around you and some woman pushes up on him, he says, nope, I got some, just what Dakota said. I got something beautiful at home. And Dakota's the other one that I was going to mention. I love how he loves his wife. She's always cuddled up in that guy's neck. It's adorable. It's the cutest thing ever. I love seeing that. You know, and we need more of that. But this cheating stuff, it's ridiculous. This guy could have, by him cheating and his wife lost her mind, the both of them, that could have turned out so ugly. His head could have got blown off, and what would have happened to those beautiful children?
Yes,
I hope that this is something to think about. That could have been so tragic, and the ones that would have been hurt were their families, and especially those 3 beautiful children. When you go on, look at that oldest little girl. She's not a regular little girl. She's like a prodigy. She's like a 25-year-old woman in an 8-year-old body. That's how sharp she's adorable. You know, but and he loves his family. He says it. He loves his wife. He loves his children. Well, then he had no business cheating. You know what I mean? Go jerk off. Get some Vaseline, like Dan said. Do what you gotta freaking do. You know what I mean? But don't go cheating on your woman. If you love somebody, you don't do it. I don't care. That's a commitment. Another woman isn't supposed to know. You know what I mean? What your dick looks and feels like. She's not supposed to know that. That's private. And that's all I got to say. And I'm looking at you making a face. I'm going to hang up because I said too much.
No, very, very interesting. I think this is going to be very interesting if we have a post-den Discord chat. I think some people are going to have some interesting comments with that. But Miss Grace, you know I love it when you call, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us.
Okay, thank you, Honcho.
All right, you have a good evening. Bye-bye. So, I agree. I mean, you shouldn't be, if you're a committed man, you shouldn't be out there willy-nilly and acting silly. So, I mean, that's just part of the game. Through the ups and the downs, when things are going right and when they're not, if that is a decision you're going to make, you might as well end the whole arrangement. Because, yeah, I mean, there's more at stake than just your own personal feelings. Like Miss Grace mentioned, you got to think about the kids. What happens with that? Now, I agree with about 99% of what Miss Grace said. I just feel that Miss Grace was leaning a little heavily upon the men, and I believe that women do their fair share of adulterating. I don't even think that's the right thing, too. But let's take this call. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
I swear to God, Miss Grace, you ain't learned shit.
Okay. Professor Trill, what's on your mind this evening, sir?
Okay. I guess I got to educate you again. One more again, like man up say. All that shit you talk about. How, oh my God, we love that. That shit don't get you no pussy. All that lovey-dovey professing that shit don't get you no pussy, man. It don't. Back in the day, Miss Grace, yeah, that shit worked. For your boy Keith and them, yeah, that shit worked. But for us, no, bitches will stomp all over your ass you show weakness. Period. It happens every day, all day. You can't let your guard down with nobody. First of all, I'm a faithful nigga. Alright? I don't like having to be like this, where I can't show no emotions or tell a bitch I love her and all kind of shit like that. I don't think it's right, but it's a game. The rules of the game have changed, Miss Grace. They are not the same as they once were. The quicker you realize that fact, the better advice you'll be able to give folks. Wink, Dakota, Broderick, All the rest of them, they got lucky. They found somebody that they could do that shit with. The rest of us ain't found nobody we could do that shit with. Y'all know it's other good men in the den. And you always want to say, well, why y'all single? It's because y'all, you too hard on a female, or you want too much, or you too picky. That may be true. But what it is I'm not going to settle for some bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit out here. And I'm wavering through it just like the rest of the single niggas. And it's not easy. Sometimes you can find fool's gold. That's laying out here too. Some of them know how the game used to be. They'll try to make you think it's like that. Then once they get you to a certain point, you show a little weakness, they got your ass. Now you got to start over from square one. I really wish it was still like that, Miss Grace. I really do. I think things would be so much easier. People would be happier and all that. But the truth of the matter is, Miss Grace, people don't give a fuck. They all about themselves, and they'll hurt your ass in a heartbeat. So you can't just be out here professing your love to any broad, because you don't know who she is yet. And even ones who you think you know who they are, they still turn around and deceive you. Why? Because it's their option. You always want to know why men cheat? I'm going to tell you why, and it works the same for women. People are only as faithful as their options. If he got a lot of options, then he's more prone to cheat. Not to say that every nigga with a lot of options is going to cheat, but he's more prone to. If she's got a lot of options, she's more prone to cheat. That's just the fact of the matter. So no matter who you pick, you're taking a gamble. Some of us win, most of us lose. That's the way it is. You want the facts of the matter? There they are. And if you really want the percentages, I can't look it up for you, but from last I heard, it's that men are 60% more likely to cheat than women. Women are 40%. It's 60-40. So it's not really that far off, but we do cheat more. Yes. But it's 60-40, Miss Grace. It's not that far off. So all these ladies that you're talking about sitting out here, that's few and far between. If they get an opportunity to fuck another nigga, they'll do it. Same as men. They want this equality shit. They trying to do the same thing that men have been doing. And they doing it. And nobody's stopping them. The rest of them are cheering them on, Miss Grace. And if you don't believe me, look at the story that's right in front of you. She had two friends, and them dumb bitches cheered her on into some dumb shit. Some shit that wouldn't have benefited nobody. So let's take the worst case scenario since you brought it up. Let's say she ends up pulling the trigger, not even knowing that it was around in the chamber. Now, from what I understand from her statement, the police said, she took the gun up there just to scare the guy. But if she would have let her emotions override her brain, which women tend to do, or anybody would tend to do in a highly emotional situation, and she pulled the trigger, shot, and killed the man, the kids are fatherless and motherless in an instance. Those three beautiful kids you're talking about, either going to somebody in the family or they're going into the system. But a lot of women in here justifying it. Well, he deserved it. No, he didn't. Just like the first guy said, what was his name, Honcho? Dan the Man. Dan the Man was absolutely correct. Call your lawyer, bitch. What the fuck is you thinking? You don't have to do all that. You could hurt him way more by leaving him than you can by threatening him. That's going to hit him way harder. So I'm saying people need to think. Use your fucking brain. Stop just reacting emotionally to every goddamn thing. If you women in that position, if you want to be like you're smart, you want to pretend like you have some logic, you can't support what she did. That's very illogical. She hurt herself more than he hurt. He's still walking around here free to fuck any bitch he wants to. And she was locked up, but she posted bail. So he could be out fucking bitches while she locked up, mad as hell. What did that get her? Away from her kids and her family. That's supposedly so important to her. What did that get her? Didn't get her shit. Just like he wasn't thinking about him when he was sticking his dick in that broad, she wasn't thinking about them when she was bringing that gun and pointing it at his head. They both dead ass wrong. Her more so than him.
I gotta cut you off for just a second because I had a thought. Right, all this went down at the Airbnb. She gets arrested. I think the other two chicks get arrested too. Is the party back on? Because I mean, shit. Now she out the way. You know she ain't finna come fuck with you.
Everything already known. I'm not for finished busting. While she taking that ride, the other girl taking that ride. You see what I'm saying? How much sense does that make?
Oh shit, that's funny, but fucked up.
And her friends is disappointing the most. That wasn't one of them that could have just been like, you know what, maybe this ain't a good idea. Maybe this ain't a good idea. Somewhere along the line. She could have stopped and think. Now, y'all said the same thing about the man. Well, he could have stopped and think, too. True. Absolutely true. Not trying to defend what he did, none whatsoever. But what she did was doubly egregious. Because she could have ended somebody's life right then and fucking there. He wasn't killing nobody. He was just breaking somebody's heart.
That's true. I think there's different stakes at play then. Man, you know, and again, I get it, you know, being upset, and I get, you know, being, you know, hurt that these things are happening, but, you know, that's that saying, you know, you go looking for something, you know, you can't be too mad when you find it, because obviously, you know, you found what you were seeking, you know, and that's unfortunate, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It just, do you think this tarnishes Earl's legacy?
No. Again, because another thing that Miss Grace just don't seem to grasp the concept of. And she just gonna stick with it. If she can live in her ignorance all she wants to, that's fine. Men ain't sluts. It don't work like that for us. The more females we get, the more we looked at upon as having a conquest. Why? Because it's much harder for a man to sleep with a woman than it is for a woman to sleep with a man. You want to know why when you do the same thing, we look down upon y'all? Because it's easy as fuck for you to get fucked. If you was to go to Mr. Keith right now, walk up to his apartment, knock on his door, you could jump on his dick, won't be no issue. He can't just come knock on your door and then dive into your pussy. It don't work like that. That's the way it is. Y'all may not like it. It may not be fair, but that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Some things will never change.
It's very simple. It's not hard. And the fact that y'all won't grasp these minor little things is what's leading y'all astray. It fucks up the rest of your beliefs. That's why you so confused. You don't understand it. And the reason why you don't understand why so many men cheat, Miss Grace, because you're not a fucking man. You don't understand how it feels to be us. You have no fucking clue. None. And as much as we tell you, you still deny it. No, I think that's bullshit. Yeah, because you don't feel the way we feel. You don't get it. Every man in here, from the best to the worst, has the same fucking instinct. We all do. Some of us have less self-control. Now, if you want to say, well, you need to practice some self-control, you're absolutely right. Can't argue with that. But you need to understand, it's real, it's legit, and it's tough sometimes. It's very tough.
Okay. Yeah, this is I can't really dispute too much of what is being said. It is definitely a self-control issue.
Yeah.
But it's more worthwhile when you realize that, you know, when you are practicing that self-control, and the individual you choose to have self-control for is equally as committed to the situation. So, you know, again, like I said, I understand all of the pain and frustration, but it's unfortunate, you know. It is very unfortunate that this happened.
Now, to be an advocate, Mr. Grace, I do have a question. Why did he feel so comfortable just putting that shit out on social media like that? That's the question I have. To me, that's the part I don't understand. Was it the...
Oh, you cut out there.
My bad. I said, why was he just that arrogant to where he could just post it to social media, not giving a fuck who sees it?
Did he post the video? I thought he posted the other thing talking about it's gonna come out. So
From what I understand, she logged on to their computer because he had his phone, and she looked into his Snapchat account. Yeah. So either he snapped it or somebody used his phone to snap it. Yeah. How she gonna get the other girl's Snapchat? She don't know that bitch.
Yeah, well.
So she had to look through his. So was he just that fucking arrogant, or was it more to it?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't even know how Snapchat really works. So I know I got a general idea, but I don't know what snaps go where, and I'm not even gonna try to figure that one out.
Yeah, and she went over there just to scare him with the gun. That's just why. Why would you do that?
Yeah, like what
obviously he wasn't that afraid because he just went over there and done the shit and then posted on social media. He wasn't that scared.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible culture. Yeah, I mean, so again, I don't know. I didn't know he posted actually posted the shit to social media. I thought she got behind the scene or whatever. Again, there's so many things to get into when you kind of look at the social media aspect of it and how that is a detriment to a lot of the things that go on today. But that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. If that situation happens to you, are you pressing charges on your old lady?
If I was him, probably not. Because I did some dumbass shit to start the snowball. Mm-hmm. Not justifying what she did, but he basically started it. Mm-hmm. So you can't alleviate yourself from that responsibility. No. And also, like he said, why the fuck would you get married if you want to fuck around on the girl? Yeah. I don't get it.
Okay.
And I also agree with him. If you got all that money, don't get married, period.
Mm. But I mean, when she had them kids, you coming off that check one way or another, so it don't even matter.
You pay for them either way.
Yeah, so okay, that's my thing. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, it's just like I said, it's unfortunate for him. Definitely. I mean, you would think a celebrity like you. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's I think a lot of complications that if you're gonna be out there fucking up, you're a person in the public eye. You have to like really take a lot of precautions. But obviously, it's not gonna do that much damage, or obviously they don't give that much of a fuck.
No.
So, it is what it is. That's funny as shit. I mean, it's not funny as shit, but it's
Here's the other question I got, and I'm sorry, I'm just not one of these type of niggas. I'm not. Was him and his brother fucking these two broads in the same bed?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I've heard somebody asked if they were in alternate rooms. The way I read it, it seemed like they was in the same bed.
Because I heard orgy, and orgy don't take place in two different rooms. It's not an orgy.
No.
Orgy take place in the same room.
Yeah.
So why would you be fucking broad with your brother?
You keep it in the family.
Nah, player, that ain't, man, hell nah. Like PM C say, looking at your ass. I can't fuck with that. I don't get that. I don't get that, man. I ain't down with that bullshit.
I mean, it's, you're going to be brothers and Eskimo brothers. So that's taking, the brotherhood to the next level.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, it's science. Nah, I ain't got nothing for that one. Well, yeah, that's the wild stuff. But somebody showed some tweets from his brother. One of them was talking about he gonna tag team her. He tweeting shit out like this. So his brother might be a wild gentleman. They pull up some old shit he said. I forgot what else he was talking about. Somebody lost another one whenever Earl got married or whatever. Some other little crazy shit. But I don't know. That's a very interesting situation. I guess they're a close-knit family.
I think part of I'm just assuming here, and again, this ain't fact. I ain't got no fact to support this. This is strictly my opinion. I'm wanting to say, just judging by the situation, because they got 3 children, and you said they got married in like 2015, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's 5 years ago, and he got his children pretty old. I wonder if he got married because she already had his kids. So he decided to marry her to make her a wife instead of just basically a quote unquote baby mama.
I mean,
that was stupid on his part.
I mean, that could be the case. Could definitely be the case. But I mean, at that point, I mean, ain't you basically married at that point? I mean, if you got what, an 8-year-old, I think Ms. Gray said the 8-year-old was the oldest. So if you had a couple others in that meantime, in between time, I mean, shit, you didn't have that many kids, you might as well, because shit, again, like I say, if they go anywhere else.
I feel you. I feel you on that. But if you not done playing the field, then why?
Yeah,
why would you do it?
But I mean, shit, But once you here's the cold blooded part about it, I think, and depending on what type of chick you're dealing with, and she could have been one of them types. Like, you may still want to play the field, even though you might accidentally scored, and so you got a new member on your roster, with a young one, and she feeling some kind of way about it. You want to go out and play, but if you play too hard, she might have to hit you with that salary cap. You feel me? So
I like it though. It works. It works though. I'll follow you.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is just that I mean, it can still be a bad situation either way. Because I mean, like, once you had that kid, it is what it is. It's like you're dealing with it one way or another. So he could have been like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna stay committed to this one. At least have my kids with this one, and then I don't know. Man, I have no idea. I don't know what the man was thinking. Hopefully, like I say, the situation gets straightened out, and if he's trying to work on it, then it works out. But it's just crazy. I mean, that's you've seen what limits she's willing to go to. You may have to think about it a little bit before you get back with her. So,
and also, did she have the nervous breakdown before or after they got married?
I'm assuming after. I don't even know about that.
Yeah, because if she done that shit before they got married, that's not a red flag. That's a black flag. That's a hell no.
Yeah, that's
it's crazy.
Yeah, she is a certified lunatic if that's the case. Oh man.
But he basically, at the end of the day, he needs to keep his dick in his pants. He married this chick, kept his dick in his pants, and she needs to chill and get her some better fucking friends, because these bitches don't have her best wishes at heart.
So this is something I brought up though. This is something I brought up earlier. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I brought up the premise of what if these are some fake friends. They understand what's going on. It's because it's odd how the video gets released to TMZ. The shit happened almost a month ago or whatever, and it's just not popping up now. But what if the friends took this video and we're saving, maybe trying to capitalize on it? Like, do you think that's a possibility? Look, we got this goofy bitch here doing this crazy ass shit. Of any kind of semi-celebrity. It's gonna be some money, and Earl is a celebrity. Do you think that maybe those friends were thinking about trying to capitalize off of it?
Could be, because after the fallout, because she posted the bill, and the shit did happen a month ago. It could be that maybe her and the friend that had the recording, or the other friend, they could have fell out. Because women don't keep friends very long. They don't get along like that. So something could have been said, or the fact they all went to jail, some blame could have been passed around, and then they don't forgive each other, and then they turned on her. That's very, very possible. So I wouldn't put it past them.
Women are scandalous. Don't do any crimes with women because they will turn on you. Okay. All right. I don't know. What part of the country?
I also want y'all to notice the difference between my call and Ms. Grace's call. Ms. Grace just denigrated the man all the way around. Didn't hold the woman no quarter to any kind of responsibility. I held them both responsible. I think that's more fair. So Ms. Grace, you might want to sit and meditate a little more, sip you some green tea, and think about what a real nigga talk about.
Man, where in the world are you at today, Mr. Trill?
I am in Rockford, Illinois, headed to Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh man, have fun with that shit.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's best. Oh man. Okay. Anything else that's on your mind there, Mr. Professor Trill?
Nah, I'm good. Shout out to all the men in the den that's married. Give y'all some big ups this time. Fuck us single niggas.
It's fucked up.
Well,
that's a bet though, babe. Well, Mr. Professor Trill, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts this evening, sir.
All right, Honcho. I'll holler at you in the Discord, Miss Grace. This ain't over. I know it ain't over. Come at me.
It's going down.
All right, man.
I bet that.
Shit.
Interesting. Again, we can all agree that cheating is bad. I think that we can all agree that being very general, that everyone cheats, and that just means that every demographic of person, man, female, random gender, 372. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Tell Trell don't think he could be calling here trying to holler at me. I don't think so.
True. Okay.
I still stand by what I say. Whenever he comes up with his little stats that, you know what I mean, that 60% of men cheat and women it's really close, cheating goes along with lying. So those men that took that little survey were lying because many more of them are cheating. You mean I know plenty of wonderful women, but I don't know plenty of wonderful men. Whether I'm an OG or even the younger ones. Yes, some of these younger people are a little bit more messed up, but I still know many more young girls that are really good, you mean, and getting their hearts broken by these guys. I turn on the TV, that's all I see on Atlanta Housewives. You mean, these beautiful women and these guys are cheating that don't even look that good or anything like that. They're cheating on these women. That's what they do. The other thing is, you mean, you have to set yourself up so that if somebody looks at you, they would want to introduce somebody to you. I would be afraid, and I told Trill that before. I think Trill's he's a cool guy. He makes his own money and everything, but I would be afraid to sit there and put a good girl next to him because that same amount of energy that he uses to be woo, 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 woo like that, use that same amount of energy and sit there and use it and profess your love or your like for a woman, and it'll work out for you. You know what I mean? You got all that energy there. Take that same energy and put it someplace else, Trill, and you'll be okay. But you sound very, very bitter and angry. You know, and Trill's a great guy some kind of way.
He's alright.
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? But he needs to calm down or something. You know what I mean? But if you're going to be loud like that there, chill out. You know what I mean? And see how it works out for you. Let me show you the way. Yeah, take some notes. Okay, get your pencil out right now, Trill, because you're going to class.
Miss Grace, Professor Trill has requested a three-way conversation. Do you accept?
No, because Trill likes to go and yell and say all the same old things.
Okay. You have been rejected.
He's steadfast in his beliefs, and I'm steadfast in mine, so it's not going to do any good, because he'll always, I've heard him over and over again with the same arguments just like mine. So it's not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
You mean only when Trill calms down. Right now, he's really all fired up, so he's not going to calm down. You mean, but he needs to chill out a bit. You mean, so I say, wow, this is a great guy here. I would love to introduce somebody to him. But seriously, I would be afraid to introduce a girl to Trill.
I agree.
I'm just being honest. You know?
He's a bully, so I would definitely agree with you that you got to be careful who you introduce to Trill.
Yeah, no, seriously. You mean he's frightening some girl away somewhere? Are you kidding me? You know, or they don't want to hear that mouth and hear that shit. You mean chill out? You mean let me get to know you? That's why I said somebody needs to cook well, cook him some nutritious meals, some healthy meals. Don't even let him know that it's healthy. You know what I mean? And just feed him so he can shut that mouth. It's just too much. It's just too much. I couldn't put that. And I don't know.
Oh man.
I love you, Trill, but those are my thoughts and my feelings and what I know. You mean you know what you know? I don't profess to know everything, but I know what I know. Okay. Bye.
All right, Miss Grace. Okay. That's all I need to do. I'm gonna come up with some little graphics that say rejected and accepted. So when you get rejected, it'll be like the old NBA jam, rejected. NBA Jam was a great game. Like, they need to bring back a lot of that nostalgia gaming. I think that it would do well. Like, I don't think that it has to be all high definition shit. I think if they just brought back the classics people were playing. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Honcho, you know goddamn well I wasn't gonna let that slide. Miss Grace. Miss Grace. With all due respect, you picked the absolute worst example. You talking about the housewives women? You think those are wonderful girls? Those. Them bitches. Miss Grace, if you think those are good women, you have no clue what a good woman is. You are completely lost. Them bitches that's on the TV, those are... Lord have mercy. We're a long way off then. It's worse than what I thought it was. And Miss Grace, yes, I understand why you would be afraid to put a woman in front of me. Because I don't play. I don't take... Look, I'm hard on the bitch. Just like a pimp is. Same fucking thing. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm a leader. I got every trait that a man should have. Absolutely. I don't hide it. I don't run from it. I represent it. I accept it. I put it out there for other people to see. I don't care. If you find my attitude abrasive, then that's just what it is. I'm an abrasive dude. There's been a lot of abrasive dudes since the beginning of the time that ain't never stopped them getting a female. There's females out there that love my fucking mentality just because it doesn't, perk, whatever. Trying to get my words together. Just because you ain't feeling it don't mean somebody else ain't. That's just straight the fuck up. Because it ain't like I don't have opportunities. I do. But it's not what I want. It's not right for me. I understand what is right for me because I know who I am, I know what I want, and I know what I'm willing to deal with. A lot of people don't know that. They want to just go by trial and error. I'm not one of those dudes. I'm a more calculated type of person. I take acceptable risks. There's certain things I'm not willing to accept as a risk. That's just the way I am. So if you deem that wrong in your eyes, cool. I get it. I respect it. But that's just how I operate. I play the law of percentages. I do. I use stats. I use facts and figures because I want to know what's real and what's not. People could say a lot. People could put up a front. All those girls that you know, you have no idea what they do behind closed doors. They could be the biggest thought you've ever seen in your life, but when they present themselves to you, they're an angel. You ever heard the theoretical preacher's daughter? Everybody...
Professor Tripp, Ms. Grace says she would like to engage in the three-way phone call.
Sure.
Okay,
I won't shy away from it. Sure, I'm always down to have a conversation.
One moment.
And I promise I won't holler at you.
Do. Hello?
Because if you holler at me, I'll hang up on your ass. That's all to it.
Oh, let me make sure we married. Okay, there we go. All right. Are we both here? Uh-oh.
Yes.
I think...
Great.
She was here. I don't know if I might have accidentally done it. I don't think I hung up on her. Let me call back.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. She was just on the line. Hold on. Let's try this one again. All right. Players fuck up, y'all. Hey, I make mistakes.
There goes my cat.
Okay. Right.
There you go.
When you came on, and when I mentioned the housewives, that was just one example because it's something I've been watching. You referred to those women as bitches. Have you ever watched that show? And please tell me why. Wait, okay, let me ask you. Is Portia a bitch when her man cheated on her? Was she a bitch? Is she a bitch?
No, not for him cheating on her. No, he was the bitch in the situation.
Yeah, she was a good woman. How about Kenya Moore?
I don't know who that one is, though.
Kenya Moore.
I know the first one. I don't know that one.
Miss Universe. You know what I mean? She finally married a guy, had a baby, cheated on her, put her all, she's all crying on there. You know what I mean? Who's another one? There's so many of them. Those are just two off the top, the more recent ones. Yeah, Nene had to leave her husband because he was acting stupid, and this is something. It's a regular. We women have come to expect this. I mean, this is a way of life for us. I mean, you're lucky if you think that a man, if you could hope to have a man not cheat on you, because it's something that they do. More men cheat than women.
True.
You know, and not by that little percentage. It's not just that difference, Trill. You know, so right off the top.
No, it is by that percentage.
Right off the top, when you speak of women, you speak of them as bitches, like you're a pimp and you're so hot and they're this and they're
Certain
that.
ones.
I mean,
Certain
but
ones,
even the women that I just named, you refer to them as bitches right off the gate. You know what I mean? And can't even tell me why any of them were bitches.
The majority
what do you
of
know
those
about
women
that
on
they're
those
bitches?
shows, the majority of those women on those shows, you know as well as I do, are not good representations of what a good black woman should be. You
okay,
know
but wait a minute. I wasn't talking about other shows. I'm talking about Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah, but the majority of them ain't good women.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Atlanta Housewives.
There's a few that's
women.
outliers.
Here are good women. You tell me one that's not a good woman on there, and then I'll say, okay, cool. Other than that, you're just generalizing. Yeah, these are some wonderful women. They've had some horrible things in life. They've had miscarriages. They've cried. They've just about had breakdowns. These guys have treated them like dogs. Portia Williams' first husband, they found out he was gay, some ball player or something like that, and she was trying to be like a little Stepford wife to him. These are the things that I see all the time. Where I live, yes, I know a lot of good women. And I know they're good women because I'm around them all the time, day in and day out. Plenty of them.
Right.
So I'm not going to let you tell me, that these women are all like bitches and things like that there.
Again, you use the word all. I never said all.
In my culture, these men can cheat. Women.
And they do.
Yeah, and they do. Women, it's frowned upon. A woman is judged by.
Not anymore.
It can be, no, where I live, I'm telling you what I know. I'm from a town population of 100,000. And plus other women
around a bunch of older people, Miss Grace. What I'm telling you is that those times have come and gone.
I have nieces, great nieces. My two great nieces have babies. One's married. I have great nieces and nephews now. So even the younger ones, these are wonderful women. And not just in my family.
Grace, you have no idea what these women do behind closed doors. You don't know. So how could you say that?
We're not going to know everything about everyone, but I wouldn't know if these women is cheating. These guys just go out and cheat, and like they don't even try to hide it that much.
Right, and you got to understand.
We have to peep game. We have to accept it.
You have to peep game and notice who exhibit what traits, and that's what I say. A lot of these women exhibit the bitch behavior and hoe traits. They do, and then when they turn out to be bitches and hoes, then they just turn out to be right. You can see it within them. The same thing goes with guys. If you see a guy got a wandering eye all the time, more than likely he gonna fuck around. But a lot of people just choose to ignore the shit, men and women included. They both do.
I agree there. But I know a lot of good women. And you know what, Trill, I'm going to be honest with you. I almost feel sorry when I listen to the way that you speak about, because you do. Everything you have, you're so analytical with it. Love has no pride or vanity. You take a chance on it. And you take a good chance on it, not just a stupid one. You don't just dive into the water if you can't swim. And that's what I said earlier. I said, if you run into one of these broads, if she can beat up a dog and try to beat up a man and beat up an old lady and all those types of broads, you know that. Leave those broads alone. But if you see a woman that she's a good woman, then you can step in, you can trust that you can take that chance with her, and she won't shoot you down. And if it doesn't work out, at least she can be a lifelong friend.
Nah, I ain't interested in that shit.
If it doesn't, no, because you're always telling me, I'm supposed to get pussy. I'm supposed to get pussy.
Yeah,
if any man came at me and I felt like that's all he wanted, I said that the last time, he would never be able to talk to me. Because you're not going to reduce
all the kids you got. Every man every one of your kids' fathers wanted that.
Yeah, of course.
That's the fact of the matter.
You know what?
The fact of the matter.
That's not all they wanted.
Correct, but that's what enticed them to get to you in the first place.
The whole me. But see, but by you putting it out like that, like we just want some pussy, it's such a turnoff that I would.
Initially, yes. That is the truth, Ms.
No, you should be trying to look for a good woman first and foremost.
Correct.
A good woman.
You have to be attracted to her first.
Yeah, but even if you don't want,
if you're
not trying to get it, you'll wait for it. You just want a good woman first and foremost. That should be the first thing out your mouth coming out the gate.
No, that's
not
from a woman's
pussy.
purview.
Good woman. You're leading with.
How a man works, Miss Grace.
You're leading with your dick.
Let me tell you how a man works.
You done told me. I heard about how a man works. Go ahead, tell me again.
If you turn out to be worthy of sticking around, then I'll fuck with you like that. But if not, then I'm gonna kick rocks and move on to the next one. But I have to be attracted to you first. That is a must. We will not approach if we don't see something that's attractive.
Of course, it's going to be attractive.
Spark or whatever. So why are you denying it? If you just agreed, why did you deny it first?
No, I didn't deny you. I said a man can be attractive, but I'm not going to come out the door thinking I just want to, and that's all I want. You mean I want a good man, and you know what? And if that's in there, that's a bonus. And if it's good, that's an even greater bonus. But more than anything, I want a good, loving, affectionate, caring man for myself. You know what I mean? And my children. You mean? And I told you I have talked about the dogs in my life, but I have also given more attention and let everybody know about the wonderful men in my life.
True.
You mean? Because those are the ones I want to talk about, because I get tired of talking about the raggedy ass niggas. You mean? The wonderful ones, because they don't get enough shine. You know, and those are the one I'm really going to talk about. The one that reminds me of you with that laugh, Ron. You know what I mean? And then James. Yeah, I've run into some wonderful men in my life. You mean? And whether and Ron, I never slept with, kissed him, anything. You know, but he thought I was a good person, and he made sure me and my kids were good as a young girl, because he knew all I wanted to do was go to school and get my life together, and I was focused on that. You mean, James, yes, we were together for a while. He was 15 years older than me. You know, but after a while, I didn't feel any passion for him anymore, and he understood that, and he accepted it, and his sister and I still talk today. His family still loves me, you know, because she said, I made their brother better, and he made me better too. You mean, so when when the passion was gone, we still made sure each other were taken care of, or good friends. You mean, if you keep going and leading with your dick and stuff, I'm afraid you young people are just going to burn all these bridges, and you're not going to have anything good. If I don't have a man that I'm having sex with right now, let me tell you what I do have. I do have wonderful men that I can deal with, and I can call and come looking for me. And if I really wanted something, you know what I mean, or even I have my own money. Everybody knows I make my own money. You mean, but I have men that ought to, and my friends say that men love cat. You mean, that'll want to take care of me and my kids. I don't even have to ask them to. You mean, today these young guys are afraid to do that shit. They're like, if I don't get pussy, I ain't giving her no money.
Why is that though, Miss Grace? Why do you think that we're so afraid to do that? Why?
Yeah, because some of these broads might shoot you down, and that's why before I talk with the ladies too, I said, be careful, don't shoot them down for that.
No,
you mean let these guys
if they're not interested, just let us know from the get-go. No,
you said what?
See, this is what we differ. I would rather a girl just shoot me down from the get-go instead of, you know what I'm saying, lead me on, and then I get caught up in all this other foolishness to find out that she wasn't sincere in the first place.
Okay,
see,
you know what?
That's the difference, Miss Grace. If
she doesn't want to have,
honest up
it's not
front. I don't pull any.
She doesn't have to shoot you down even if she doesn't like you, Trill, is what I'm saying. She doesn't have to shoot you down.
But at least just make it well understood.
Yeah, and she can still be nice about it and kind about it and be good, so that when it doesn't work out and it's not a passionate relationship, you still have a good, valuable friendship, and that you can take to the bank for the rest of your life.
See, here's the difference, Ms. Gray. I don't want to be. If I want to pursue a relationship with you, ain't no friends. No, I'm not interested in that.
See,
people don't fuck their friends.
I want somebody to be my friend first.
No, need all that.
Yes,
I want you to understand. I want you to see me in a certain light from the get-go. Because you ever heard of the friend zone? That's a popular place to visit nowadays.
They don't have to be in the friend zone.
That don't work. No, that don't work, Miss Grace. Once you're in the friend zone, you more than probably 99% of the time, you out of the running to be her nigga. 99% of the time. And if you don't believe it, ask any man in here.
Having sex with a nigga, I want somebody I could sit there and talk to and be friend with. And sometimes it doesn't work out that I'm not their friends. But more often than not, it does work out that way. And then if you sit and have sex with them, that's even wonderful. But, I would love to hold on to some people forever if I can, if they're good people. Because I'm going to tell you, like I keep telling Honcho, people that are full of shit. There's so many people out there that are full of shit. So when you run into a good one, whether it's passionate or not, you hang on to those people if you can.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because your mother's not always going to be here. Your family's not always going to be here.
No,
You mean that you need these? You need these other people. You mean family becomes a function. It's not a blood thing anymore because some of those people are going to die off. Things are going to happen. You mean, and you're going to need these other people, and that's why, Trill, to be honest with you, I am happy in life. I know when I first came onto the den, nobody believed it, but I'm a very happy person. I wouldn't lie. If I was unhappy, I would say so. Would it be wonderful to have a wonderful, loving man to have sex with and get all wild because I'm the queen of that bullshit? You mean, but I ain't going to give it to just anybody.
You ever notice how, as unkind as some of the things I say may be, I've never uttered that to you in any way, shape, or form? It's because
no, you haven't. But some people act like, oh, you need a man. You must be miserable, unhappy. The other day, somebody was telling me, I'm miserable, I'm happy, I'm lonely, I'm old. I don't know where people are just saying this stuff. People have been more worried about me not being a married woman because when they meet me and things, they think, you don't have a husband? You're not with anybody? Because they think that I should be. Do you know how many men I've had chase me down? If I don't want to be I don't want to be bothered. Yeah, you know, but we can be. If they're a good person, I will keep them in my life. If they're not a good person, then I'm not going to bother. You know, I don't care how good or bad the dick is. If they're not a good person, I'm not going to keep them around because I have to show my kids what kind of people to keep around. You know, children don't listen to what you say as much as they watch what you do. I wish I had a wonderful man that I was married to, but I just never found anybody I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And you know, Trill, I love you to pieces.
Yes, ma'am. Ditto.
But it scares me when I hear you talk like this. You almost have me in tears right now. It's like, this guy is a great guy. You know what I mean? And, whew, you know, somewhere, I don't know.
I always liked it. I had a very long relationship where I did all those things that you were talking about that was sweet. I did all that shit.
Don't give up.
Work out. It was not enough. And then once I was faced with the reality of women these days and how they are and what they want and what they look for and how you have to treat them, it got to the point, Miss Grace, and I know this sounds fucked up as hell, you got to treat them like shit for them to love you.
Yeah, that's
what
it
is.
Yeah, that's sad. That is. It's sad.
That's the way it is. If you try to treat them nice, they lose interest. They lose interest. That's the fact.
Because if a man treated me like that, I wouldn't be around. I wouldn't stay around.
It's not like it was, Miss Grace. Women have changed. I
know a bunch of young, good women. I said, okay, we'll do a meet and greet on the den. I'm going to sit and start rounding up some women. You know what I mean? A mark of a good woman is how good she is, how kind her heart is, and how well she can run a household and take care of her children. And as I told Honcho, a lot of it is a cultural thing. You know, around here, all the men want to marry the Portuguese girls, the young Bobs, the white Portuguese. You mean, and then after the Cape Verdeans, the African Portuguese. You mean that? I mean, I would be ashamed if I couldn't do the things. I would be ashamed. My granddaughter had to just learn to sew. You know, my daughter has to learn to sew. This is your job as a woman. You know what I mean? And even though she's a young woman, these are the things, and she knows it. I don't even have to tell her anymore. She just does it. You know what I mean? And you know what? Some of these brides don't even take good care of their mothers. You mean, look, and that's another thing I tell my daughter. You watch how well a man, how you love your mother. I love that, Trill. I said that right from the get-go. One day you were on the phone and your mother walked in. You were talking shit, and you said, hey, Mama. And I said, oh, my God, I made a comment. I said, I love that. You mean, watch how well a man treats his mother so you have it in you. You mean, and then you got to watch how these girls treat their mothers. My daughter will sit right here. I fell asleep the other day, had my bed reclined up, giving me a pedicure, manicure, because everything's closed. You know, my sisters come here, the two that have cancer. My daughter, even if she gets, I should be mad at them. You think I hold a grudge? She's like, you cross it, it's over. You know, and I said, for me, Davo, my daughter, my sisters come over, my daughter lays them right on her lap, you know what I mean? And she starts doing their eyebrows, shaving their little faces, doing their toes and things like that. She does it for me because it makes me happy. You know, she said, you still should be mad at your sister for what she did or what she said, but that's my sister. My mother told us, You know, if anything happens to me, you kids stick together. And so my daughter would do it for me. You know, when people come in from out of town, and I'm like, okay, I've been driving them to Newport. I took them to Martha's Vineyard. Could you? And she'll go and she'll do it for me because she makes sure that I'm well taken care of. People say my kids are spoiled. I said, no, it goes two ways. They spoil me. I spoil them. But the girl really, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to come before me except her kid. And if she gets a wonderful man, well, you know what? And when she did have a guy for 4 years, he was taken care of like he was my child also because his mother and stepfather were doing the wrong things. You mean he'll tell anybody, that mother, he said, Dable's mother right there, I love that woman. You mean the mother, father, utilities off, the water got cut off. Yeah, we had money, took care of it. He was with my daughter. That was my daughter. And he was wonderful. And I told my daughter, don't be mad at him. Everything that he's been through, it's a wonder that he's still a good human being. You know? And, yeah, and it is. It's like, my goodness. And I'm sitting there trying to marry my daughter off, goddammit, Trill. I'm looking for a son-in-law. Come on, my days are numbered. I just turned 64. She'll get mad at me for hearing this. Oh, my God. I keep forgetting that she's listening to the den now.
Yeah, we looking at you, Miss M. Grace. Okay. You know, here's the thing, and I think there's a few differences in the conversation. Again, it's perspective. I think with most things, it's perspective. You know,
right?
You know, Trill being a man, you know, Miss Grace being a female. We're talking about different generations, different things like that, and so the experience is going to be very different. Again,
I just said something. I'm in trouble.
STOP with the capitals. But so, you know, and again, so I think everybody is right from their own perspective. But I think that gives me a good idea for a topic that we're going to have very soon because that's the beauty of the den. Like I say, so many different backgrounds, so many different perspectives. So maybe we'll see what common traits some things have and what differences we must explore as opposite sexes. But I think it'll be a very interesting conversation. Is there anything either of you would like to say?
Nope, I'm done, but I love me some Trill. I love you, Trill. And when I hear you talk, it almost makes me want to cry. It makes me very sad. You know what I mean? Because I value life, and I'm older, so I know what life is. And the life today that you people are living is pretty sad, and it makes me feel sad when I hear this.
It is, Miss Grace, but that's the reality of it. I'm not doing it to scare anybody. I'm doing it to inform people of the way it actually is. Yeah. I know what I would love it to be. I love it to be the way it was, but that is not what it is. Right. And if you think so, you're going to get hurt. Seriously.
Right. Okay, I understand. Yeah, but
that's it.
Okay, I'm going to hang up now. But I love the den.
Well, we love you too, Miss Grace.
Really do. I love the den. This is my den family and things.
I don't know about Trill so much, but you know.
Yep, thank you, Trill. Thank you,
man. Y'all about to raise up on off me, cuz.
Okay.
All right, Miss Grace. You have a good evening. All right. But yeah, like I say, you know, I think that's, I don't know if I was hung up or not. I can't tell. But I think we're going to, we're going to get ready to wind it down, but we're going to have some good, interesting conversations the next few days coming. I'm trying to, even though I know I got started a little bit late, so that's why we went over a little bit to make up for it. I didn't start late, but I had some technical difficulties. I'm trying to be at least get the stream going at 9 o'clock every day this week. I'm trying to set some small goals, build better habits when it comes to streaming. I appreciate y'all for being here. I thank you. Yes, and we got to do that because that's actually something I said we're going to do. We do have, and we have had a couple of submissions, so we definitely need to get on that, on the Who's That Den folk. There's a game we used to play in an old Facebook group I used to have, and somebody stole my game and ran with it. But there's a game called Picture Perfect, and I may bring it up in the Discord or the Facebook group, because you have to have some type of service where you can share pictures for it to really work. So we'll talk about that tonight. Yes, if you're a soft sports person, we'll be talking about the schedule. I'll be dropping a schedule video tomorrow. I was gonna try to go live tonight, but didn't have time. But man, I just appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for being here again. Like I say always, man, it is an honor. It is a privilege. But most of all, it is my pleasure to be here. Just chopping up with you guys each and every night, Monday through Friday. And I know the last couple of Fridays I have, been unavailable. We will be in action tomorrow. So we will be streaming tomorrow. So, make sure you're here. If you ain't got nothing else going on. Again, take care of yourselves. Be safe. However you feel about the thing that's floating around that's making us all act abnormal one way or the other. If you don't care, don't give a shit. If you do care, take care of yourself. But yeah, man, anything you need to know about the channel, links are in the description below. I was testing a couple of different things and trying to come up with a couple of new little emoji ideas, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'm trying to think if we need to do something more positive. Trying to do something more instead of word-based, maybe instead of more text-based, instead of maybe more graphical little emojis that we can use to represent our feelings about some of the calls that come in. But we'll see how that goes. But with that being said, man, hey, I'm trying to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, get you plenty of sleep. Sleep is a wonderful thing. So I'm going to go get me some. But most of all, man, I do appreciate y'all. And I will catch y'all tomorrow, 9 o'clock. And all that good stuff. So I appreciate all of y'all for being here. Take care of yourselves. Adios.